Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today's Saturday, June 15th, 2024, and today I'm going to be going over my 2024, my June 2024 presidential prediction. Starting off, categorizing the states that will be likely, probably about, for today I'll do about 10 points or more. These are the states that will be safe for Biden. So as you can see, I'm filling in all these states here. This includes a majority of the eastern, northeastern states, and then the west. So these, I think Colorado might actually be categorized as safe blue for this election. So now for the states that will be less of a margin, so roughly probably between 5 to 10 points, will be Minnesota, Virginia, New Mexico, New Hampshire, and then maybe even Maine at large. I think because of, I'll get into why actually in a little bit. So now we're going to categorize the states that will be 10 points or more for Donald Trump. So these are going to be a lot of the more rural states. Majority, mostly majority white, less educated, more rural, blue collar workers. Yeah, actually, I'll categorize Alaska as likely. Now for the states that, Now for the states that are going to be likely. Oh, I forgot to do Nebraska at large. For the states that'll be likely will be Iowa, Alaska, Texas, Florida, and Ohio, and Maine's second congressional district. I might even put it as lean, because Biden did shift that to the left a lot. And I actually think Nebraska's second congressional district is going to be lean blue for 2024. So yeah. These are our swing states this year. Some argue North Carolina isn't. I think it can be. But I'll get into that first. Actually, North Carolina, is what you classify as a purple state. Due to it having both two Republican senators. The House of Representatives is split 50-50, so the Democrats have seven seats in North Carolina, and Republicans also have 7 seats. And so that's like part of the reason why it's considered a purple state. But also the other contributing factor is Roy Cooper is the governor there. He's been governor since 2016, and he is actually term limited this year. And so his, I believe it was his lieutenant governor or attorney general is running for he's running as a Democrat for the gubernatorial election this year. I can't recall his name, but I know the other guy is Mark Robinson, who is running as a Republican, and polls show that race is basically neck and neck. And so, do I think this is going to have a contributing factor on the presidential election? I do not. But I think there's going to be a lot of split voting in North Carolina this year, along with Montana. And the reason I say that is because Jon Tester has won several times in a deeply red conservative state. Jon Tester is the Democrat senator from Montana. I'd argue he's fairly moderate, but that can be debated. And so I think North Carolina is actually going to be really close this year. Maybe even, I might honestly say even tilt, because I think the Biden campaign is going to put a lot of money into North Carolina, which they already have, because that's what they did in 2020, and they came within about 1.5%. If I pull it up real quick, here we have North Carolina. It was 1.3, and actually it shifted to the left about 2.4%, as you can see here. But I think part of it was that the whole country did. I know Biden did spend a lot of money there, but I think part of it is like the whole country was shifting to the left during that year, and I think that might have been a part of it. I do know Biden did spend a lot of money there, and I think he will again this year, and I think he'll really try to push to win North Carolina. I do not think he will win it, though. Part of it, like I said, is because it's had a history of GOP majority. The state legislature is controlled by both the state Senate and House is controlled by Republicans, but the governor's office is not. Headed down to Georgia, taking a look at Georgia, Trump is winning every single poll. People argue that Georgia is going to flip back red in 2024. I mean, it legitimately shifted 5 points to the right, which is truly remarkable. And also considering how many college students are moving to Georgia. I mean, it's actually one of the fastest growing states. And in 2020, both Senate seats were picked up by Democrats. Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock both won those seats, and then Raphael Warnock won against Herschel Walker in 2022. Let's see if I can pull that up. In past elections. Here we go. Warnock won by 2.8% in Georgia in 2022, and then Ossoff won by 1.2%, and Raphael Warnock won by 2.1% against Kelly Loeffler in 2020. So yeah, I do think Trump will win, but I legitimately think it might be one of the closest states, and so I'm actually going to put that as a tilt. Because like I said, a lot of people like to argue that it's going to flip red again, which I do think it will. I think it'll go back to red. I don't think it's going to be by as big of a margin as the Republicans want it to be. I think it's going to be extremely close, just like the rest of the states. It's legitimately, each swing state is going to come down to less than a few thousand votes each, and there's no denying that. The polling is so close. Most polling is within the margin of error, and so you can't really get a contrast. You can't really look at it in a way that can definitely tell you how those states are going to vote in the election. Headed over to Arizona, this is one of my, contrary to most people's opinions about this, as you can see, Trump has a good lead in the polling. Biden's actually won a few polls recently. In May, he was up 2, but Trump's definitely gained a good margin. Looking at Arizona in 2020, it voted for Biden by 0.31, which was one of the 3 closest states: Wisconsin 0.63, Arizona 0.31, and Georgia 0.24. I honestly think that Biden is going to win it by like 2,000 votes because of the abortion rights. I think that's going to be a big part of it. Because like I said, I think the whole abortion thing is going to play a huge part of this election, along with the immigration and economy. Those are going to be the 3 biggest factors, and I think Biden can make a good case on the economy, not on immigration, but a good case on abortion too. So Biden can do, if Biden can do good on 2 of these, economy and abortion, then that's going to play a contributing factor into his winning his reelection. But Trump can make a very good argument on immigration. I don't think necessarily it's going to win him all the voters that he needs, because I think some of the people he's going to make his argument to are still going to vote for Biden, because some people like to argue that it's inhumane the way the Trump administration handled immigration back in 2017 to 2021. So I think Biden will win Arizona narrowly. Headed over to Nevada. Nevada is interesting because most people have been putting Nevada as tilt Republican, because like I said, look, these polls, either, like, I saw this tweet the other day that said, if either polling is broken or there's going to be a good butt whooping coming, which I I don't think I think polling is broken, like because you can't trust polling after 2016, and so I think part of it is I think that people trust polling for some reason. I'm not sure why though, because they come from established sources. Um, so yeah, there's that. Nevada is interesting because like it was won by Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Joe Biden won it by like 2 points in 2.4 points in 2020. So I just want to show you the county maps. As you can see, like Trump dominates the rural parts of Arizona, but there's legitimately like no one who lives there. And so that's when Biden does well in Clark, in Washoe, Nevada. That's why he wins. Hillary Clinton won it by 10 points, 1 point. Biden gained actually did better in Washoe County than Clinton did. He actually gained about 3 points, 3 points, and then actually went down. Clark County trended more to the right in 2020 than 2016. So there's that. I really don't know where to put this right now. I think I might put it as just tilt red for right now, just based on polling, and also, it really perplexes me when Hillary Clinton won Nevada and Biden did too, and then this polling is coming out and showing that Trump is winning by 5, 6, even upwards to 10 points. That really confuses me, but I don't know. I really don't know where to put it. It could go either way. Headed over to Wisconsin. I am going to put Wisconsin as tilt Republican. I think the interesting thing about Wisconsin is even though, let me find it. Here we go. This is actually one of the closest states in polling right now, besides Michigan. Trump right now is holding a 0.5 to 0.6 lead. Biden is actually doing extremely well in polling right now. But like I said, Biden is not going to win Wisconsin by 7 points, and Trump is not winning Nevada by 10 points. The reason I put Wisconsin as tilt Republican is because he already won the state before, which is obvious, but I think overall, the state is definitely shifting more and more to the right. For example, I have a perfect example, actually. Ron Johnson is the Wisconsin senator who serves with Tammy Baldwin. Tammy Baldwin is a Democrat, and Ron Johnson is a Republican. And I think that if Ron Johnson won in 2022, that entirely proves to us that Trump can win in 2024. And let me see if I can pull up the. Let's see if I can pull up the. Here we go. Biden. This is going to be one of the closest states, honestly. As you can see here, Biden is actually favored to win Wisconsin. I don't agree with this, but I can see how it's possible. I do think Trump is going to win Wisconsin because of looking at the rural areas. It's just so overpowering. And then when Biden wins 12 counties and Trump wins 60 counties, it's just hard for me to see. The 14 counties for Biden in 2020. It's just, and he legitimately won it by less than half a point when 14 counties to 58 counties. I think it's just hard for me to see a path for Biden because I think Republicans really rely on the turnout. That's how Republicans win elections, is because of turnout and the dedication, because Democrats don't have that stronghold on the voters who turn out in every election to support them. Meanwhile, the Republicans do. The Republicans always do super well in the rural states because the Democrats don't have those voters coming out because basically Republican voters are dedicated and they always show up to vote. And I think that can happen with Democrats in like safe states such as California, Vermont, Massachusetts. But the problem with it in swing states is that I definitely think Republicans always have the advantage in swing states, but sometimes not. So I think in Wisconsin, the Republicans definitely have the advantage there. Headed, actually, let's do Pennsylvania first. Pennsylvania has definitely been an interesting one to say the least because it's also very close. I I honestly think that Biden is going to win Pennsylvania, and here is why. I actually might put it as a lean because I think it'll be more than 1 point. I think part of it is Josh Shapiro because I think Biden and Josh Shapiro is the governor of Pennsylvania for those who don't know. And I think Biden and Josh Shapiro have very good ties. And so I think because of that, I think Josh Shapiro is going to endorse Biden along with a lot of the state government from Pennsylvania is going to support Biden, such as John Fetterman, Bob Casey Jr. are going to make those endorsements to Biden. And I think that overall that's going to help him push over the finish line. Taking a look at Pennsylvania in 2020, Biden won by 1.2. A lot of the Philadelphia suburbs voted heavily for Biden. Look at 2016 and take a look at 2020. If you take a look down here, Chester shifted basically 8 points to the right, which is truly incredible. This county, Northampton, went from 3.8 points for Trump down to 0.72 for Biden. Bucks, 0.78 for Clinton to 4.4 for Biden, along with Lehigh, 4.7 to 7.6. And then actually Erie County flipped. Trump won that by 1.6, and then Biden won it by 1. The interesting thing about Erie, Pennsylvania, is this has been the deciding for who won the state's electoral votes. So check this out. Erie, Pennsylvania went for 9.2 for Gore in 2000. Al Gore won that state. John Kerry won Pennsylvania, won Erie County by 8.4. Obama, 19.9, won Pennsylvania. Obama again won Pennsylvania, 16 points in Erie County. Trump flips Pennsylvania, 1.6. And then Biden won Pennsylvania, 1 point in Erie County. So that's interesting. I think because of the fact that Pennsylvania is going to be have a Senate seat up for re-election in 2024, I think that's going to be a part of it. And I think that's might be the reason why Biden wins is because that Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada. The reason that Biden might perhaps win the election is because of those Senate seats. They might actually save him. And so I think Biden will win Pennsylvania. Into Michigan now. Michigan, I think, is actually the closest state on here. I'll have to see Michigan. Here we go. Trump was winning Michigan by 0.1 in May 22nd, but Biden has actually been coming back in the polls. +4, +2, even, +1, +2, +1. I think Biden wins Michigan. Many argue that Michigan is going to have a large Arab protest vote, which I'm not denying. It's going to happen. It's not going to be to the full scale that we think. I think during the primaries, when Michigan had 100,000 uncommitted votes, I think part of that was to just show that they were angry. I think they still will vote for Biden over Trump because I think Donald Trump definitely, in their minds, I think they don't think that Trump has a good plan for Israel and Palestine. But I think when you look at Wayne County, Washtenaw County, Oakland County, all of these are voting heavily for Biden. Ingham County, which is where Michigan State is located, 32 points. Kent County actually flipped from Trump in 2016. So did Saginaw, and this county right here. I can't pronounce that. And yeah, I think in Macomb County even shifted to the right, or to the left, excuse me. I think when these counties are voting +9, +14, +38, +46, +32, +18, I think that's going to put Biden over the finish line because Michigan is actually pretty heavily populated in the southern region, and then there's like no one who lives in the upper peninsula, even the top of the lower peninsula. And I think that's going to be interesting to see how close it's going to be when all of those people in the South are going to vote for Biden in Detroit, in Ann Arbor, Lansing, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. So I'm gonna put it as tilt now, but as you can see, this election is gonna be extremely close, and I'm gonna be posting many more predictions coming soon. But this is my June prediction. I think Biden wins by 4 electoral votes. It's gonna be close. There's no denying it. It's gonna be coming down to less than a couple thousand votes in each state, besides maybe Pennsylvania. But Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia are going to be the ones that are going to be extremely close and are going to be less than a couple thousand votes each. So yeah, I think I'd like to thank you guys for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I try to give as a non-biased and open perspective on it as I can, and I think I did a pretty good job today. But I'd like to show you one more thing actually before I go. Let's see if I can find the, here we go, Pennsylvania. Biden is actually favored 54 times out of 100 to win Pennsylvania, and Trump is only 46. So, and here we go. Out of 1,000 simulations, Biden wins 538 and Trump wins 462. So I think Biden definitely has a good shot in Pennsylvania of winning it by a lean margin. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next prediction.